Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. Okay, so this is not exactly one of my normal topics, okay? To be really honest with you, but this is a question I keep getting over and over again from my home business community. So you asked me, and I'm going to talk about it. And it really goes, back to my original goal that I set for this year to help, 1,000 business owners become profitable in their home businesses. And quite frankly, leads are the lifeblood of any business. And so, like I said, because people know, the thing about me is that I built my tax business completely online. I may have met maybe 5 of my clients, but my practice is completely virtual. And I've done it all here, online, and even some of the opportunities that I've gotten offline have come from people finding me online. So this has been an integral part of me growing my business. And you know what? And the thing about me is that I'm an Army spouse, right? So I'm not in one place long enough to do traditional networking and that, to build that type of community. I just don't sit still long enough. So this was it for me. So I had to make the online thing work. So that's where the questions are coming from. And so I really want to talk about that. Okay, so number 1 is to know your target market. Now, when the conversation happens, this is how the conversation goes. Hey, Lysandra, how do I generate leads online? The first question I ask is, what is your target market? Oh, well, I have several. No, you need to start out with 1. Okay. Then when I say you need to start out with 1, oh, well, then I don't want to work just as one person. I want to work with everybody. It doesn't work like that. When you are really establishing yourself online, you need to establish yourself with 1 target market, and you need to focus on that target market until it becomes successful, and then go on to something else. But what people want to do is they want to target Larry, Sue, Curly, Joe, Mo, all of that. You can't do that, okay? Because you're spreading yourself entirely too thin. You want to master 1 target market before you go to another one. Now, let's take a look at Amazon as an example, right? When Amazon got started, what did they sell? Books. That was it. They just sold books. And then once they bossed out with selling books, then they added toys and games. Then they added clothes and shoes. Then they added groceries. Now they're going into taking over grocery stores. Then and now they're selling furniture on Amazon. Okay, so they didn't start out selling books, clothes, shoes, toys, furniture, groceries. They didn't start out selling all that stuff. They started out in one thing. Once that bossed out, then they added something else. Once that got going, then they added something else. Once that got going, do you see the pattern? Okay, so when it comes down to generating leads online and doing it successfully, you need to start with 1 target market, boss that out, and then move to something else. What we try to do is we try to have 15 irons in the fire, and it never works. Okay. Number 2, about your target market, you need to know what problems they're having. What kind of questions are they asking? It's just like this video. People are asking me, Lysandra, how do I generate leads online? What am I doing? I am now doing number 3. I know your problem is you want to know how to generate leads online. And number 3 is I'm providing the solution. I'm telling you how to do this. Okay. It is a very simple process. I did not say easy. It is very simple. There is a difference. It is very simple in that the steps are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the process itself can be trying because it takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort, it takes tweaking, it takes making mistakes, it takes banging your head up against the wall. It takes being ready to shoot your computer because you can't get your lead capture page to connect to your autoresponder. It's all kinds of things that can go wrong, but the process is still the same. So you've got to know your target market, know what problems they're having, and then you provide the solutions. Now, in the providing the solutions, you tell the what and you sell the how. This is how you generate leads, and then you make money, and then you make sales. But what you want to do is you want to get up here and you just want to be able to make one post and then have 1,000 leads come in from everywhere, and then you be able to sell to everybody. It doesn't work like that. Because if, when you think about, the different types of issues that people have, now when people see this video, these are my live broadcasts, and I put them on YouTube. So when people go and look at my YouTube, there are going to be some things that don't apply to everybody. Not everybody will want to know how to generate leads online. The main people that come to my channel is because they want to know about tax stuff. But in the process of learning about tax stuff, if they say, oh, this is something I've been wanting to know, that's extra, right? My focus is my home business owners. This video is for my home business owners. But the truth is, it doesn't matter the industry that you're in. The process to generating leads online is the same. You've got to know who your target market is. And your target market is not 45 people. It's one type of person. And you deal with that person over and over again. And it takes time and it takes effort. People look at me like, oh my gosh, Lysandra, you just came out of nowhere. No, that is not true. I was just back there grinding out, and you didn't see me in the background until something exploded. But the explosions don't happen unless you're in the background grinding it out. Mark Cuban said you have to learn to fall in love with the grind. And there is the grind. There is the grind of planting seeds and sharing content when nobody is listening. And it can be discouraging. But I remind people, I talked to myself for about 6 months before somebody really started paying attention, before people really started sharing my content. So you imagine that 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, for 6 months. So that was what? Let me do my math. So if we do 4 weeks times 5 days, that's 20 times 6. That's 120 live broadcasts I did before somebody started listening. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to give to your audience like that? And if you're not, then you really don't want to generate leads online. If you don't want to speak to one target market until you master that, then you really don't want to generate leads online. What you want is a microwave solution that's going to have you making $100,000 in 2 days. That's not going to happen. If you have not built an email list, if you have not built an audience, that is not going to happen. See, what we see is, we see the headlines, right? We see the headlines of, because I even had one, right? Went from $4,700 in 1 year to $20,000 in 3 months. Yeah, but in between that was a lot of work. It wasn't magic. It was speaking to one target market for a year, right? And so this is what I'm telling you, is that generating leads online is simple. It's the grind that loses people. It's the grind of, continually sharing content, because see, that's what gets you found. Your content is what gets you found. People go searching for stuff to solve a problem. When you go Google something, you want to know how to do something. So if you're going to go to whoever's telling you how to do it, right? So if you are trying to generate leads online, what are you telling your audience how to do? They're looking for something. They're looking for something on Google. They're looking for something on YouTube. They're looking for an answer to a problem. What problems are you solving? What questions are you answering? That is what is going to help you build your audience and then generate leads online and then make sales. That's what it is. And you have to do it until. It's not, I'm going to give this 90 days and then if it doesn't work, I'm going to quit. Well, you might as well just stop, because I'm going to tell you right now, 90 days isn't enough. A couple years ago, let's say, I'm saying about 8-9 years ago, 90 days may have been a good benchmark. But because the online space, there's so much information out there, there's so much stuff, you have to work to cut through all of that. And that's going to take a lot of work. I'm not going to, sit here and say, oh, you're just going to go and sip Mai Tais on the beach and have money just falling in out the sky and into your bank account. No, in the beginning, it's going to suck. But if you just get through the suck, you're going to get to success. Okay? You got to get through the suck to get through success. I just came up with that, y'all. Am I a genius or what? Okay? So listen, if you don't know who your target market is, if you don't know anything about your target market, that is the first thing to figure out when you want to generate leads online. After you figure that out, then everything else falls into place. Then you find out where they're hanging out, what kind of questions are they answering, and then you put yourself where you can be found. That's it. And I say that's it, but you've got to do the work. See, people want to confuse learned knowledge with applied knowledge. I've had so many people say to me, oh, I know about the target market thing. Okay, great. Who's your target market? And they can't answer that question. So you might know about target markets, but have you learned to apply the target market information? If you can't, people say knowledge is power. No, applied knowledge is power. You have to know how to apply what you learn. And that application process takes time, trial and error. It just does. There's no shortcutting that process. The only thing that shortcuts that process is if you have more advertising dollars than the next person. But you have to be willing to lose advertising dollars. People are like, I don't want to lose money. Well, you're going to lose money or time. That's just what it is. So that's my thing when it comes down to generating leads online. It's a very simple process. Very simple process. But it's the grind that will make people quit in a minute, because if they go out here and they do one lead magnet and it doesn't generate 1,000 leads, and then suddenly we're crying. Well, sorry. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you and make you think that you're just going to come out here and shoot a video or make a post and then suddenly you're going to have $100,000. I am not that girl. I'm going to tell you, if you are just getting to the point where you're putting this structure into your business, that you are saying, okay, this is my target market, this is where they are, and this lead generation process, I am not going to sit here and tell you it is an overnight success thing. It's an overnight success thing that's maybe a year, 2 or 3 in the making. That's what it is. Okay. So I really hope this helps you out, gives you some food for thought as, and even growing your home business, because even, I have a lot of network marketers that follow me, but even with your network marketing products, you have to have a specific issue that people are looking for. They're not looking for your product. They are looking for a solution to the problem. What problems does your product solve? If you can match the problem and the target market, you will be golden. It just takes time and effort for you to do that. Okay? So I hope that gives you something to chew on. Thank you so much for tuning into Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And you can come right here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes and occasionally some other stuff. Okay? All right. Have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.